Hey, you asked me that question earlier, didn't you? Yeah.
Larry, after a loss like this, what was the message to the team?
Well, first of all, it's a disappointing loss. As I told the guys, I really thought we would come out and play with a little bit more energy, with a little bit more enthusiasm. Even given what our situation is with injury, going into the Christmas holiday and having a home game and the last game of a really tough stretch where we've been playing every other day for the last 5 weeks. I just thought we would play. I thought we would play a little bit more inspired basketball, and that was the really disappointing part about a loss like this. You can't take anything away from Chicago. They did a really good job. You had some guys that really played well, that really stepped up. But that was really our message. Just the fact that it was a disappointing loss, but more so the fact that we didn't play more inspired basketball, and that was the thing that really that hit home the most.
In a season like this, where it is what it is, why is it important to deliver a message like you had to tonight, where the way they played was not acceptable?
Well, I mean, even with what has taken place this season, and it hasn't gone the way that obviously that any of us would have hoped that it would have gone. I never imagined that I even would be in this situation, but it is what it is. Okay, we still have a job to do. We have an obligation. We're being paid to do. We should play. Every night we step out on that floor, we should play inspired, and there's no reason, there's no excuse, and like I told the guys after the game. Even given what our situation is, we're dealing with injury, and we lose David again tonight. But that's no excuse. That's no excuse not to come out and play hard, not to play with energy, and to really compete at a high level. Sometimes you just have to play the hand that's dealt to you, and I feel that's our story, and I refuse to allow our guys to make excuses for why we lost or why we didn't play well. We should come out and we should compete at a high level every single night. I don't care who we play against. That's our responsibility.
And then most nights you guys have trouble to defend. And last year, with a drastically different team, you still struggled to defend. Why are the problems the same defensively with a totally different team?
Well, I think when you look at our issues as far as defensively, first of all, we've put a whole new team out on the floor, and so we're still having to learn one another and get a true feel of one another out on the floor. Even I don't know how many games we've played. It takes time, and you have to continue to do it until you find a good mix or a good gel to where it works. It's got to be working. Everybody has to do their part, so it has to be working on all cylinders. And thus far, that has not been the case. We're still searching. We're still trying to do some things that will help us defensively. But right now, we're still in the search mode. We have not been a good defensive team as far as defending off the dribble, and that's where a lot of our problems do lie. It's once you're beating off the dribble, it breaks your defense down, and that's just something that we've got to get better at. We have to take more of an individual challenge. We have to we have to accept the challenge. But that's just something right now that we've struggled in.
Steve Eric from AP. The Bulls kind of took over. I think you up 67-66. They were midway through the third quarter. Is that kind of what stuck out to you? That they sort of took over the game at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it was really almost like they wore us down. But physically, but more so than mentally, we've got to learn to play through that. As I told them before, this game is a game of stretches, and there are going to be moments where we're going to get on a run and have a good stretch, and so are they. We have to learn how to weather the storm, through stretches where may not be going as well for us, but. It just seems that when we hit a bump in the road, things get really rocky real fast, and just something that we've got to learn to play through, and it's just something I'll continue to strive for as trying to teach these guys how to work through it and how to play through it, and not to allow it to a quick run not allowed to turn into a long run. So just something that we're still striving to be better at.
What have they told you about David?
That it is a left ankle sprain, and it is the same ankle that he sprained. I guess a game or two ago. Was it the Toronto game? Yeah, the Toronto game. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see how he is.
Larry, what goes through your mind when you finish a game with more turnovers than assists?
It was just something that I've been saying all along. With this team, we have to be better at sharing the basketball. When our assist totals are down, that just tells me we're playing too much one-on-one. Yeah, we're gonna miss some shots, but I can look at the game and I can clearly see just when we're playing too much one-on-one basketball. And I thought tonight, I thought we played a little bit too much one-on-one. I thought we were seeking our own shot first, and they got us in trouble. And over dribbling the ball and just not moving bodies and moving the ball. We get in that situation. Most of the time, good things don't happen. We're capable, but for as far as our team being a successful team that night, we have to move the basketball. We can't play a lot of one-on-one basketball. But clearly, I thought tonight some of the switching that Chicago did forced us into that, and we took the bait and they ran with it.
Coach Ron Potesta with the Sports Animal 1390. Ante Zizic struggled against Robin Lopez, and I know Ante's a project, but going up against a veteran like Robin Lopez, lessons learned tonight?
I sure hope so. I think for any player that goes against a veteran player, that you can take something away. Lopez he's a big body. Z's a big body, and I coming into the game, I really thought that from a matchup standpoint, that was the way to. That was the way to go. I really want to give it a good look. But Lopez, I thought he kind of had his way down in the post against Big Z, and I decided to go with Channing towards the end of the second quarter, which it kind of worked out for the most part. But Lopez, he's a veteran player. He knows how to play. Z's a big body, young and up and coming player. Hopefully, he can look at games like that and that he can really learn from. Particularly a guy that he's very similar to, big body and wants to bang down low and Lopez has been doing it for a little while. Hopefully, Z can look at a game like tonight and learn from it.